Behind me, I have two 1970s midgets. One that looks like it's ready to drive but isn't, and one that doesn't look like it's ready to drive but kind of is. Let's talk about it today. So this is my brother's 1975 or 76 MG Midget. It looks pretty well complete. Obviously the hood's not there, but if we look inside, there's a lot that still needs to be going on. Really cool build though. Love it so much. But over here we have something that does not really look like a car, but it pretty well is ready to drive. The engine's in, everything's hooked up, ready to go. We are pumped on it. The next video you see will be this car maybe driving or breaking down, maybe even blowing up. I mean, you have to subscribe, you gotta follow along and smash that bell to make sure that you get notified on that one. But I promise you the next upload is us trying to drive this car for the very first time. So let's talk about the last couple of things we did and the last few things that we need to do before we actually get this on the road this weekend. So on my list of things to do was I had to bleed the brakes, I had to fix the brakes, and then I had to bleed the brakes so that when we do the test drive, we can stop. And we had to get a new fitting and run a new line for our clutch pedal so that we can shift. All of that is done, and we are ready to go in both of those respects. The third thing that we needed to do was we had to put the drive shaft in. We have it temporarily in right now, but I can show you that too. So if we take off this little cover here, we have our drive shaft in. Right now, it is just bolted in pretty loosely. We still have to weld up. We took two drive shafts, we welded them together, or will be welding them together. And yeah, that's really all we needed. So this thing, theoretically speaking, runs, starts, we can shift, and there's a drive shaft, so we can put that power to the wheels. We can stop because the brakes, so it's ready to hit the road. But obviously we can't just like hit the road. There's a couple of like safety things we have to do. Number one is I would like some doors before I go out there. Not totally needed, but is kind of safe. Number two, I kind of want to install the other seat, but I also need access to that drive shaft. So whoever rides with me on that first ride might just die. But I don't want to be out there and have all the, you know, let's say there's a leak and stuff flies up. I want to have a windshield. I want to have some doors. And so we're going to be putting those on today. Besides that, the only other thing we really have to do is we need a spot for our battery. It will be living in the trunk. I'm not sure if we just want to do a more temporary setup right now, or if we actually want to like finalize it. I'm just kind of really excited. If I have time this week, I might do something, you know, permanent. But if I don't, then it'll just be temporary. Yeah. Besides that, guys, let me show you. I'm so pumped on this. Let's take a little look here. You didn't see that. Now, obviously that wasn't planned, but that does go to say there are a lot of temporary things on this car right now. You guys know if you've been watching me that first thing I wanted to do was get this thing running, make sure the engine ran, make sure that it is good to drive, and then I'll put in all the effort, all the permanent things. As you can see right now, we don't even have, well, we have a tail light, but it's not hooked up. We don't have any lights or any safety things like that. We do have a horn, but it's not fully hooked up either. But obviously all this is just temporary right now. All my lights aren't hooked up. Obviously you guys can see this isn't in its final form, but the goal is to get it driving this weekend. So without further ado, I'm gonna put the boot lid on. I'm gonna put the doors on. I'm gonna put the windshield on. We're not gonna put the hood on just in case anything happens while we're driving. We wanna be able to, you know, diagnose it right away. But that's kind of it. So thanks for watching this little update. Hopefully you guys enjoy seeing this car looking a little more like this one, a little more ready to drive. And so we'll do that now. So enjoy.